Of course not. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $370. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. This is case number 137 on the calendar in the matter of Lozon versus Platt. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Lozon, while you were briefly separated from your husband, according to your complaint, the defendant and your husband were dating.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that you had some property in the storage unit. The defendant took the property out of the storage unit and now has it in her home. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
You want your property back.
Yes.
The defendant says she was told to take the property out by your husband, and she has a counterclaim for some nonsense that has to do with storing your property. We'll get to her counterclaim in a minute. During what period of time were you and your husband separated?
We separated the end of June in 2001, and we still were kind of trying to work it out into July.
During what period of time was he out of the home? From June of 2001 until when?
Till December of 2001. Yes.
And at what period of time were you dating him?
From October until December.
Is that when you met him, in October?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you tell me how it came about that you went to the storage unit and when and what property you removed.
Okay, Marty and I were moving into a place together, and we placed some things in storage.
When were you moving in together?
In November.
So you met in October, you moving in November?
Well, I've known him for years, but I started seeing him in October. We were moving into a place together.
How do you know him for years?
Small town. We both grew up there, same town.
Okay. So in November you decided to move in together. You were taking out a storage unit to put both your stuff?
Well, we didn't rent the storage unit. He said that he had a storage unit, and we placed some things in the storage unit together. And then he called and told me to remove the things from storage that we placed in there because it was Sheila's storage. She found out that our stuff was in there. She was going to turn the storage unit in.
So you put the stuff in storage in November?
Mm-hmm.
And when did you remove the stuff from the storage unit?
I want to say in January or February.
After they had reconciled?
Well, I didn't know that they were back together. Marty had left town on work, and that's the last I heard. I didn't know that him and Sheila were back together.
So when you say you want to say in January or February, could it have been
early
December?
February.
It's early February?
Yeah.
So in February you removed the stuff. When was the last time you saw Marty?
Beginning of January, when he left town to go to work.
And when did he move back with you?
We technically haven't moved back in together. Like she said, he works out of town, and he stays at the job site and just comes home like on the weekends, and sometimes he works straight through.
But you haven't seen him since January?
No, ma'am.
And you know that they're back together?
I
assume that you've spoken to Marty.
No, I haven't.
Really? Mm-hmm. You mean he didn't call to say,
well, the last
I'm
time
not coming home?
No, the last time I talked to him, he told me to get the stuff out of storage because Sheila was upset about it being in there.
Oh, to get your stuff out of storage?
Well, the words that he said is, you need to take the things out of storage. So I'm assuming it's Marty's storage.
All right, Miss Platt, Sheila's upset about it. You need to take the stuff out of storage. That could have meant just your stuff out of storage, right?
It could have.
Yeah, sure.
It could have.
And you hadn't spoken to him since January, so I assume that you knew he wasn't coming home. 6 months later, you know he's not coming home.
Oh, yes. Yes, ma'am.
Now, when for the first time did the plaintiff call you and tell you she wanted her stuff?
I want to say in March.
And what did you tell her in March when she called?
That, as far as I knew, the things belonged to Marty, and when Marty called me to tell me to give her the things, then I would return the things.
Oh, you know. How many times did she call you in March?
Oh, a lot.
Did she call you in January or February?
Oh, yeah.
When?
Always.
What do you mean always?
Always. I mean, anytime she felt like picking up the phone.
Let's talk about March. After you told her you're not getting the stuff back till Marty calls, because I assume you wanted to talk to Marty, which would have been the decent thing to do, right? To talk to him.
Yes.
On his part. Is that when the harassment started by the plaintiff?
Well, I mean, it's pretty much always been there. I mean, she's calling, she's going to turn the phone off because the phone's in Marty's name. She's going to turn the utilities off because they're in Marty's name. She's going to call social services and make a claim on me for not taking care of my kids.
You mean since March?
Since January is basically when it really got pretty out of hand.
Okay. What property do you have that Miss Platt has in her basement?
I do have a list. Do you want me just want to read it off?
I'd like to see it.
Okay.
Conditioner, stereo, Canon camera, camping tent and equipment, vacuum, some clothes, a couple of lamps, blankets, pictures, VCR tapes and movies, a couple of small fans, miscellaneous knickknacks, a small clock radio, and one phone. Is that what you have?
A lot of the stuff is in boxes, so I'm not exactly sure what's in it, but...
And where is all the stuff, in the basement?
In my basement.
Good. You or Marty have to make arrangements to go and get the stuff. When's a good time for you to have them come and pick up the stuff?
Anytime's a good time for me, as long as tell Marty to call me for the things.
Well, listen to me. I'm creating an order. Marty doesn't have to do anything.
Okay.
I think it's probably a good idea that a third party go over there to get the stuff. I understand your anger.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I understand your anger. But that's not her fault.
I don't live in Michigan anymore.
Where do you live?
I live in North Carolina.
And where is all this stuff?
The things are in my home in Michigan. In the
Okay,
basement.
so they're in Michigan. And who lives there?
My brother and his wife.
Okay, so they don't have to have any contact with you when they go there to pick up the
ma'am.
stuff. Fine. Your anger shouldn't be directed towards her. Your anger, if there is any, should be directed towards Marty,
Yes, ma'am.
who I see is cowardly enough not to be here today.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Crawling under a rock someplace, you know, where he's working.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Forget about Marty. He's not worth it.
Oh, I know.
You want him to be a man. He's not. He's her problem.
And later today,
I question why you would permit this violent, abusive man to whittle into your family business.
My mother was kind. She liked Bill. We all did at one time.
But she had no idea the extent of his behavior.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sheila Lazan says her husband's ex-girlfriend, Robin Platt, entered her storage unit and took her belongings.
Listen, you two ladies shouldn't have any issues with each other.
I mean, the only issue I have with her is that, I mean, she won't stop calling me.
She's going to stop calling you as soon as she gets her stuff.
I mean, I've had to leave the state to get away from her.
She won't stop calling you because you have her stuff.
I have Marty's stuff.
No, her stuff. They're married. If they're married, then the property belongs... How long have you been married to old Marty?
5 years.
The property... Shh! The property belongs to both of them.
Okay.
And if it turns out that I'm wrong, and if it turns out to be Marty's stuff, Marty should have been here to say, I want my stuff. Yeah. It's mine. It's not
That's all I
marital
ever
property.
asked. That's all I ever asked, for him to tell me.
Just to
Give
say,
it to her.
you want him to be a man and call and do the right thing. It's beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
He's not.
Okay.
All right? He's not. But your issue really isn't with her. So, what day? 5 days from today's date, you want to go and get your stuff?
Yep.
Okay. Your counterclaim really is for storage fees, for storing this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Your counterclaim is nonsense. She called you practically immediately and she said, I want my stuff back. You said, no, you kept it. You're not entitled to storage fees. And as far as the harassment is concerned, this is telephone harassment?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, it was local harassment until I left that town and moved to North Carolina. And I mean, I moved to North Carolina to get away from her. And I mean, she's still calling my house in North Carolina.
What is she calling for?
Oh, just whatever. Anything.
No. What is she calling for?
Just to say what she has to say. I mean,
Like what?
oh, you know, you need to give my things back.
Right.
I'll come over there and slap you.
Right. She wants her things back. That's going to end all of the trouble. She wants her things back. Whether she says, Miss Platt, I would really like you to give me my things back, or she uses some profanity to get the message across, that's not harassment. You could have put this whole thing aside a long time ago by just turning over the stuff to her. And if Marty had a problem with that, then Marty would have had to have called you, which is really what you wanted in the beginning. Forget about Marty. He's not worth it.
Oh, I know. You're not telling
He's
me nothing
home.
new.
He's her problem. Got it? All right, court will prepare an order, 5 days. You go pick up your property, that's all. Counterclaims dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's a coward for not being here.
Marty just told me to give the stuff back. I'd have gave it back.
Once your husband moves out and lives with another woman, forget him.
Don't mess with them dudes.
I'm left with a loser.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brewer versus O'Reilly. Step forward, please.
Sales manager Bill Brewer is suing his ex-mother-in-law, retired postal worker Val O'Reilly, for an unpaid loan to visit her family. Val says the money was a gift so she could pay for her mother's funeral.
Mr. Brewer, how long were you married to the defendant's daughter?
Approximately 2 years, Your Honor.
Is this your former wife?
Yes, it is.
Do you have children together?
No, we did not.
And how long did you know her before you married her?
Approximately 2 years.
So you've known Miss O'Reilly for 4 years, or at the time of the divorce.
Yes.
And you claim a loan to her, a recent loan, in the amount of $1,500. Is that right?
Back in April of 2001, yes.
In what year were you divorced from her daughter?
We split up in March of 2000.
And you maintained a reasonable relationship with the defendant?
Yes. After we split up, we probably talked at least maybe once, twice a month. You know, we'd just chat to see how things were going. She cared about what was going on, and she honestly didn't like what her daughter was doing to me. So, you know, yeah, I thought we had a civil friendship, and we chatted and emailed and stuff like that, yes.
Did you give her a check for this loan?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have the check?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please.
If I can add also, Your Honor, 2 weeks before I had loaned her the money, the defendant's daughter had called me and asked if I wanted to buy the ring back. And
Buy what ring back?
the wedding ring. Because when we split up, you know, I asked for it back anyways, and of course that wasn't the right thing to do.
Was your wife at that time living with her mother?
No, she wasn't.
Now tell me about this loan in April of 2001. What was it for?
Well, the defendant would like to go to Florida to see her sister, I think, yearly. So she called me, said, Bill, if at all possible, you know, she wasn't threatening me, if at all possible, do you have some money I can borrow? I need to put some money down for my ticket and the hotel room and whatnot. At the time, I was, you know, still trying to be a decent guy, had a little extra money in the bank, and I said, sure, no problem. She agreed to pay me back in August. I said, okay, I could do that for you, Val, because I thought we had somewhat of a decent relationship still.
And she never paid you back?
No, ma'am, no.
Okay. Now, Miss O'Reilly, in what month did your mother die?
My mother died in April of 2001, Your Honor.
When in April?
The 29th of April.
Okay. Now I'd like to hear what your defense is, because I find that interesting.
My mother was 93 years old, and she was in a nursing home, and she was dying. The first part of April, they didn't think that she would live very much longer.
She died April 29th, according to you.
Right, that's when she died, but she was dying.
She was sick.
Hospice was called in, and she wanted to, since she and Bill Brewer were friends and they were on a good rapport together, she liked Bill. We all did at one time. She asked hospice to call him and tell him goodbye for her, that she was dying. They didn't expect her to live.
Did that happen?
No, ma'am. They never called.
Just a second. Would you get to the $1,500, please?
Okay. They called him and told him she was dying. He called back and said he was sorry that she was, you know, going to die.
Would you get to the...
I told him that she had bought her lot years ago, that her cremation was paid for, because he asked me how she was going to be buried. And I said she was going to be cremated. And I couldn't believe that, because even when she owned the lot, that it would cost $500 to open the grave to put her ashes in the grave. That amazed me. Then it would cost $200 more for an urn. It had to be bronze. I couldn't put her ashes in the box that came in from the crematorium. And the marker was $800. And I said that Graham, that's what we called her, Graham would just have to wait a while before I could do this. And he said, don't worry about it. He said, I'm making good money now. And he said, let this be my gift to you. It was a gift. Because he thought so much of my mother.
And you say that this conversation took place while your mother was still living?
She was dying, yes.
While she was still living,
Yes.
you had this conversation with him?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Bill Brewer says ex-mother-in-law Val O'Reilly owes for a loan to visit her family. Val says the money was a gift.
All right. Now, what I find interesting about your position, Miss O'Reilly, is I want you to look at this document. Tell me if this is your signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, it is my signature.
Good. Can I see the document back, please? That is your sworn answer to his complaint. And I'm going to read to you what you wrote. In April of 2001, my 93-year-old mother passed away. The plaintiff had been very fond of my mother and called to give me his condolences shortly after she passed away. I told him that she would be cremated and mentioned I couldn't believe the cost of the urns, services, and burial. He was sympathetic and said he would give me the $1,500 towards the burial as a gift because he cared so much about my mother and wanted to do this for me. That's what you swore to. Do you understand that that's what you swore to?
Yes, Your Honor. May I say something, please?
No. That's what you swore to. And your mother died the 29th of April. This check was written to you on the 20th of April, 9 days before your mother died. You understand?
Yes, I do.
Your answer does not support this.
It was a stressful month. It was full of trauma. She was dying. She had hospice.
This is not a stressful month, madam. We are talking about some 13 or 14 months later. 13 or 14 months later, you wrote, he called to give me his condolences shortly after she passed away. You told me she died on the 29th of April. The check that he wrote to you was on the 20th of April, 9 days before she died.
Right. I had talked to him previously before then, before she died.
That's what you just told me now. That's not what you swore to in your answer. He has no responsibility to pay for your mother's burial.
No,
what
he
I want to
didn't. He
know is
offered
what
it as a
changed your
gift.
mind between the time that he gave you this $1,500 and the time that you were supposed to pay him back. Something happened with your daughter? Were they separated and going through a divorce? Is there something negative that happened during that 6-month period? And I will ask you, Mr. Brewer, to tell me.
Well, I didn't think there was anything out of the ordinary. Yeah, we were separated. We were going through a divorce.
When were you ultimately divorced?
It wasn't until, I'd say, August of 2001. Yeah, right about the time that she was going to pay me back.
Did you both have lawyers in the divorce?
It was a simple divorce, so we just...
So there was no issue of property, no issue of money?
No children, no property, no.
Is that right? You can stand up.
I'd like to shed a little light on this divorce situation and his behavior. It was anything but civil. The man professed his love for me one day and tried to choke me to death the next. He was very violent. He's a very unpredictable, erratic, temperamental person.
Your Honor, does this have any bearing in the...
Just a second.
I'm just stating the facts.
Your mother filed an answer that is totally inconsistent with the facts in this case. Her answer says he gave her this money after your grandmother died when he called to offer his condolences, and she said she was short for the burial. The check was written 9 days before your grandmother died, which is totally inconsistent with her testimony. As far as I'm concerned, he has absolutely no responsibility to pay for your grandmother's funeral.
Correct,
The
but
dates
he offered it.
dates are off, and if you were going through an acrimonious time with him, and if you say he is abusive, controlling, and threatening, I would question why you would permit, because you're an adult, you're over 21, clearly, why you would permit this violent, abusive man to whittle into your family business by paying for your grandmother's funeral.
I urged her not to take the money.
Good, then you should have said, I'll give you the money.
I urged her, but she had no idea the extent of his behavior.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500, that's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
He's on the tape right
Step
there.
out. Yeah, this is case number 71 on the calendar in the matter of Lewis versus Goodman. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Mr. Lewis, it is your claim that the defendant filed a false police report about you causing your arrest. You spent, according to what I read, about 16 days in jail as a result of that arrest. Is that right?
Correct.
And you want to be compensated.
Correct.
Tell me how this all started.
Well, it originally started when I met her. I was chatting with her over the internet. Came to be that I wound up moving to the city where she was from because I was offered a job there. She was married at the time. I decided to meet her. Her husband was supposed to come with us, but he didn't show up, so we just became friends. My roommate that I was living with at the time had started dating her friend.
Don't give me all this social relationship.
Okay.
I'm really not interested. Cut to the chase. You met her on the internet. You moved to where she was living.
Right.
You became friends.
Right. Okay. Then it came to a point where I needed a vehicle. My friend, Vinny here, owns a car lot in Daytona Beach. I called him up and told him I needed a vehicle. I told him that I didn't want the vehicle in my name.
Why not?
Because I had did a deposition for him in his divorce trial. And his wife, being the one that he's divorcing, works at the car lot also. If she'd have saw the title in my name, knowing that I did the deposition, you know, for him, that would have looked kind of fishy, as if like he was trying to bribe me or something. Right. So, and I was, you know, paying him for the vehicle, and so we didn't want it to look like he was just bribing me with the vehicle. So Mary had agreed to put it in her name, and she had the insurance policy to put it on there with, so we did that. Okay.
So your friend, your new friend, agreed to put the car in her name.
Correct.
But she wasn't paying for the car.
Correct. Until I paid off, I was going to pay him $1,200 for the vehicle, and then once it got paid off, then it was going to be switched over to my name. So.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Then I had it for roughly a month or so, and I decided to move back to Panama City where my kids live. And whenever I walked out of my house, probably 4 or 5 days after I was back into town, the vehicle was gone. The truck
You mean
was
you
gone.
moved back to Panama City?
Correct.
And when you walked out one day, there was no car?
It was just gone, right.
Okay.
So I called the police department, and told them, you know, I need to check to see if it's been towed. So they said, well, we don't have any record of that. I said, well, I need to report it stolen then. So the police department came out. The cop got there, and he asked for my ID, and I handed it to him. And immediately after handing it to him, he put me in handcuffs and told me I was being arrested for stealing the vehicle. And I was just shocked. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what was going on. Then, you know, I get to the police department, and they told me that it was out of Polk County, which was where she's from, and that she had, you know, signed a statement saying that I stole the vehicle from her. So.
Okay. And it was a result of that report that you were arrested and incarcerated?
Correct.
You had no other outstanding warrants or anything
No.
else? So it was based solely on the report that she made?
Correct.
Do you have a copy of that police report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please. Okay, I'll hear you.
Your Honor, when I did all this for Mike, I did it as a friend, and Mike
You
was
mean
not-
allowing the car to be put in your name?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
He was not making the payments on the vehicle because when he went home for Thanksgiving, Vinny's wife had the truck repossessed from his mother's house. I guess he paid Vinny some money and got the truck back and then came back to Polk County where I live. Didn't want to pay me the money for the insurance, so I told him, I said, then you're not going to take this truck. You're not driving around in a truck.
So he was supposed to give you money for insurance?
Yes, ma'am. He was supposed to pay for the insurance.
Okay.
I said, you're not going to drive around in a truck with no insurance that's in my name. You know, if he would have gotten in an accident, it would have been me, you know, myself on the line. And I later found out that he didn't even have a driver's license at the time. That's the reason that I went ahead and filed the police report. Before I filed the police report, because I told him, I said, leave the truck with me. If you're not going to pay for the insurance, you're not taking it.
Did you have that conversation?
No, the conversation was that her husband had found out that she had put the insurance in her on the policy or whatever for the truck, and that he canceled the policy. So I told her, I said, the most I owe you is a month's insurance, not the whole premium, which was like $200 and some odd. And I said, I'm not going to pay you the whole premium.
It was $600 for 6 months.
Or whatever it was. I said, the most I owe you is a month. And I said, and not one point, not at one time did she say, do not take the truck.
Yes,
now,
I did.
my roommate was there at the time, and he was saying, don't take the truck. But the reason why he was saying it was because that was his only means of transportation, was me and him riding together, and he didn't want me to take it. He wanted to keep it
Your
there.
roommate
Well, let
and
me
another
ask you this
friend of ours.
question, Mr. Lewis. At the time that you took the truck, did you have insurance?
I don't know, to be honest with you, because I had the insurance card.
Well, if you just a second. If you don't know whether you had insurance, then you didn't have insurance. If you don't know, then you don't have it. Now, at the time that you took the truck, did you have a valid driver's license?
I didn't know it wasn't valid at the time. I really didn't. I didn't know that until I got to put in jail for it. Not for that, but for this. I didn't know that I had...
What was the reason that you didn't have a valid driver's license, Mr. Lewis?
I was in a motorcycle accident the year before, and I didn't work for 8 months, and I got a ticket for the motorcycle accident, and I wasn't able to pay the ticket, and that's what suspended my license.
That's baloney.
No, that's very true.
There's something more to that.
No, that is the God's honest truth.
When you had the motorcycle accident, was there any alcohol involved?
No, ma'am.
So you didn't pay one ticket and they suspended your license?
Well, there
Is
was
that what
actually
you're
3
telling me?
tickets. There was 3 tickets total.
So you were irresponsible in not paying for the ticket. Is that right, Mr. Lewis?
No, it was either paying my child support or paying my tickets, and if my child support didn't get paid, I would have been put in jail. So whenever I was getting unemployment from a motorcycle accident, I either had to pay my child support or pay these tickets.
How much were the tickets, Mr. Lewis?
A total of $600 and some odd.
And what were the tickets for, Mr. Lewis?
One was for no motorcycle endorsement. One was for...
Just a second. What does that mean, no motorcycle endorsement?
In Florida, you have to have, if you ride a motorcycle, you have to have a endorsement for riding a motorcycle.
What is an endorsement, Mr. Lewis? Let's talk English.
As far as I know, it's just a class that you take to say that you're qualified to ride a motorcycle.
So you didn't take a class in order to ride a motorcycle. Is that what you're telling me?
Correct. I was just simply going on a joyride around the block with somebody, so
Mr.
it wasn't
Lewis,
that I owned a motorcycle.
Mr. Lewis, all right. So you got a ticket because you did the wrong thing by riding a motorcycle without having a proper endorsement.
Correct.
What was the second ticket for, Mr. Lewis?
Improper turn, I think is what it was, or improper something. I'm not sure what it was. It was because when I turned onto the road, I had lost control of the bike, and a truck hit me, and I went into oncoming traffic. So
And what was the third ticket for, Mr. Lewis?
For, I think they call it careless driving because of that. So it's either careless driving or reckless driving. I couldn't remember what they said it was. So.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You did not pay her for the insurance.
Correct.
You did not have your own insurance policy.
No.
You did not have a valid driver's license.
But I didn't know that.
You didn't know a lot of things.
And later today,
She took some property of yours.
A blouse, some art pads, and I had some Disney books.
Are we talking about nonsense? Are we talking nonsense?
suppose so.
All right. I don't want to talk about a blouse. I don't have time for a blouse.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Mike Lewis says former friend Mary Goodman had him falsely arrested for grand theft auto.
Okay, so let me understand this, Mr. Lewis. You were driving a car that was not in your name, that you had put in her name because of some problem that you had with a deposition.
No, it wasn't a problem.
Yeah, that's the story you're telling me now. So you had the car put in her name. You were supposed to pay her directly for the insurance.
Right.
And you did not pay her.
Not for that month, correct.
You did not pay her for the insurance.
Correct.
You did not have your own insurance policy.
No.
You did not have a valid driver's license.
I did when I started.
You did not have a
Not at the
valid
time.
driver's
Not at the time.
license.
But I didn't know that.
Whether you knew it or not, you didn't know a lot of things. And you knew that you should not be driving the car because your roommate told you, don't take the car because you don't have insurance.
Well, see, the reason why I
Your
thought...
roommate told you, don't take the car because you don't have insurance.
Correct, but I also thought that the reason why he was saying that was because he wanted it to stay there because he would have had no way to work. That's why I
That's
knew...
why you thought he was saying that.
Correct.
But the truth is, you didn't have insurance.
To be honest with you, I don't know because it was in her name.
Well, to be honest with you, Mr. Lewis, I was thoroughly prepared to rule in your favor reading the papers because according to the papers, it appeared to me that Miss Goodman was being vindictive when she filed a false police report
Well, Your Honor,
indicating, I'm speaking, indicating that you had stolen the car. But what she said was, in her affidavit, is that you took the car without permission. The car was in her name. You had been using the car. Then she told you not to use the car because there was no insurance. You say no, she says she told you. If she didn't tell you, your roommate told you don't take the car because you don't have insurance. Now, what do you think would have happened? Do you own a home?
No, ma'am. I live with a roommate.
Do you have a car?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a bank account?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you work?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what can happen, Mr. Lewis, is if you get into another accident because you are A, making a wrong turn, or B, driving recklessly like you did with your motorcycle, you don't lose anything.
Wrong. The motorcycle that
She loses, I'm speaking, she loses everything. You had no driver's license, you have no insurance, but the car is titled in her name, which means she is responsible. Her bank account is responsible, her automobile is responsible, and everything she had could be tossed to go to pay if you have another accident in an uninsured motor vehicle that's in her name. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do, but...
Good, your case is dismissed, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They arrested me and took me to jail for stealing the vehicle.
He was responsible for paying for the insurance and for paying for the truck.
I wound up spending 2 weeks in jail because of this.
I didn't want things to come to the point they came to where he had to be arrested to begin with.
I spent a week or 2 weeks in jail, and I missed the whole week with my kids for Christmas that year.
He did miss time with his children, which I feel bad about.
If she didn't think I should have the vehicle, she should have went to a civil court.
Mike and I were good friends, and I did tell him not to take the truck.
Not once did that ever come out of her mouth, not once.
Do for yourself. Don't try to do any favors for others.
Pick better friends.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Cochran versus Saylor. Step forward, please.
Film operator Mary Cochran is suing her former roommate, 19-year-old cashier Jackie Saylor, for unpaid rent, an unpaid car loan, and the return of her personal belongings. Jackie says Mary has already been paid.
Miss Cochran, the defendant and her baby moved into your home.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, you were being nice to her. How did you know her?
I met her at work.
And she needed a place to stay with her baby?
No, she had an apartment at the time. I was really quite impressed with her when I met her. She was 18 and working very hard to take care of her baby on her own. She went to work like 2 weeks after she delivered this baby. I thought that was quite admirable. And she was living in the apartment. It was very tiny. She was always telling me how her aunt and the rest of her family complained about helping her out, taking her places, doing things, watching the child, so on and so forth. And I was about to begin to go through a divorce myself, and I thought that it would help her out to get her out of this teeny apartment, and it would help me out to have someone additionally at the house. She could go ahead and move in with me. I told
You have children?
No, ma'am, I do not.
So you just wanted her in your house for company?
No, I thought it would help us both. We had became friends at work.
Okay. But it was for company, not to watch your children in exchange for living.
Right,
okay.
certainly.
Your lawsuit seeks a couple of things. First, you say that you helped her out, purchased a car. She put down the down payment on the car, and you put the rest of the payments on your credit card, and she was supposed to pay you back. Is that right?
Not quite.
Okay, well, tell me where I'm wrong.
What we had done is we put the entire amount on the credit card, and then she made the payment. She had managed to save $1,100.
So she made a big payment.
She made big payments to me.
And then she was supposed to make...
She was supposed to pay at least the minimum on the credit card bill to pay it off.
Okay. And you claim that there is still a balance owed for
Yes,
the car.
ma'am, there is.
Then, despite the fact that when she first moved in, there was no agreement that she pay rent, you say that at some point she wanted to pay rent, and you agreed that she would give you some money for rent, and she owes you for 2 months' rent. Did she ever pay you rent?
Yes, ma'am, she did.
How many months did she pay rent?
She paid me for May. She came to me in April and said that she felt bad. And I told her, you know, I could certainly use it if she didn't mind. And she paid me May's rent, and she paid me all but $25 of June's rent.
Okay, so what does she owe you for July?
She owes me the $25 for June and the $250, which was the figure that she chose.
When did you move out?
She
Miss
moved
Saylor?
out.
I moved out on August 6th.
Did you pay July's rent?
No, I did not pay July's rent.
Okay. And then you say when she moved out, she took some property of yours. You want to tell me what property she took of yours?
I have the list here. A blouse, some art pads and books she was interested in drawing and such, and I had some Disney books. A couple of the things that are on here, she did return to me prior to our initial...
Are we talking about nonsense? I don't want to talk about nonsense. I want to concentrate on important stuff. Is some stuff that you gave her? Like
yes, and I have deducted that amount.
Are we talking about nonsense with the things that she took from the house? I don't want to talk about a blouse. I don't have time for a blouse. You know. Are we talking nonsense?
I suppose so.
All right, I don't want to talk nonsense. We're talking about July's rent, and we're talking about the car. How much do you claim she still owes on the car?
She still owes me $2,452.82.
Can I see what documentation you have, please?
And that also includes the futon that she bought. That's all on the same card.
Did you buy a futon?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you take it with you when you moved out?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Was this credit card used solely for her?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct?
Yes.
You paid some off. You say you paid everything off.
I paid what we originally agreed. We didn't talk about interest in the original agreement. I had no idea I was supposed to be paying her interest. When I was paying
Well, you're not paying her interest.
Well, the card. She told me I didn't have to pay the interest on the card.
Did she?
Yes. There was no agreement about me paying interest.
No,
on
there's
the
a
card.
difference between no agreement.
She didn't tell me anything. She said that, I mean, there was no talk about it at all.
But
She didn't tell
how do
me-
you think that the credit card company makes their money? Finance charge is how credit cards make their money. If you don't pay the whole thing off, then you have to pay the finance charges. She's not charging it to you. They're charging it.
Well, I mean, I think
Who's supposed to pay the interest on the credit card? She allows you to buy a car and took out the money from the credit card. And you're not paying the whole amount off at one time. You're paying little bits at a time, right?
Yes.
Well, who's supposed to pay the interest to the credit card company? 17% interest. Who's supposed to pay that?
I mean, we didn't, I was 18 years old. I didn't know nothing about credit. I mean, she didn't even bring it up. I didn't know nothing about it. I'd never used a credit card before.
You don't live on Pluto, madam. You know that credit
Yes,
cards...
ma'am.
You know that credit cards charge interest. That's how they make money. You're not stupid, are you?
No.
How much in payments did you make in total?
I'm not exactly sure. I didn't get receipts from her. I just paid her, you know, cash. Whenever I had extra cash, I would give her whatever I had. The payments ranged from $100. Once I paid her $200, almost $300, just whatever I had extra that I didn't have to buy diapers and stuff with.
Why did you leave?
I left because when she met her boyfriend, she was staying out a lot, and she wasn't taking care of her pets. They had fleas. She wouldn't get rid of the fleas in the house. I had to feed them and clean up after them. They would come in and make messes and then leave, and I would clean it up. And I just decided that I didn't want to anymore, so I moved out.
Where did you go?
I went to my father's.
Did you take your car?
Yeah.
What kind of car is it?
It's a Pontiac Grand Am.
Well, with the $250 in rent, you owe $2,703 to the plaintiff. That's what you owe her. You paid a lot off because the original price of the car was $3,375.01. And when was that purchased? March 20th of '01? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So you paid a substantial amount off But 150, 100, 150, that doesn't go to pay all of that off in a year. Do you understand? Because your defense is that you paid off the whole car. And even from what you tell me, you couldn't have paid off the whole car. Anyway, there are no other charges on this car other than that. So judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,703. Anything else that I have to decide? Nothing. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may answer this case number 16 on the calendar in the matter of Green versus Tomlin. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Green, you and the defendant lived together for a period of time, broke up. She moved out.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it is your claim that she came back sometime later and took several items from the house that belonged to you. One was your cat, and the other is some jewelry.
Yes, Your Honor.
Defendant says that the cat really belonged to both of you, but was more attached to her. And as far as the jewelry is concerned, her answer is sort of, oh, she took it.
Well,
so let me get some dates from you. When did you start to live together?
Well, this is probably like back in '99.
And when was the cat purchased?
July 2000.
Did you purchase it from somebody?
Yes, I purchased from a good friend of mine. I have the receipt showing that I purchased the cat.
What kind of cat was it?
Snowshoe cat.
Snowshoe cat?
Yes, ma'am.
Heard of that. Is that a pedigree cat?
Yeah.
What does it look like?
Well, I have a picture too, Your Honor, of the cat.
Could I see it?
And on the back of the picture, when she stole the cat from me.
Okay, so now I see the cat. When did the two of you separate?
November 2001, we separated.
Okay, is that when you moved out?
Mm-hmm.
Was it just the two of you living together?
Us and our 2 children.
You have 2 children together?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are the 2 children?
2 and 3 years old.
And you took the children with you?
At the time, yeah.
Where are they now?
Right now, they're with a babysitter.
But I take care of them, they live with me.
The children do live with him.
They live with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is that by court order?
No, ma'am.
That was by agreement of the 2 of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when did you take the cat?
The beginning of January. When
Why?
I came back to get my things. The main reason for me leaving in the first place is because I found out he was cheating on me.
Okay.
So when I came...
But you came back in January.
Mm-hmm, and I got my
Excuse me,
things.
Your Honor. That's not true. I wasn't cheating on her. It was a rumor that her friends
No.
spread to her.
No.
Okay, I'm not going there.
Okay.
I'm talking about the cat.
Right.
You came back in January. You had not taken the cat in November.
No.
So you came back in January.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you take the cat in January?
When I came back in January, I got all of my things. I picked up all of my things and everything. I just felt the cat would be better off with me.
Excuse me, Your Honor. May I say something? Before we even started, dating, I had another cat, and my cat passed away. I bought this cat, and, it took a lot of pressure off of me from my first cat being deceased, and it meant a lot to me sentimentally, and I don't understand why this woman would take my cat from my house.
She took the cat because she was angry.
I understand that, but she...
How's that? She took the cat because she was angry.
Your Honor, I have some letters that the defendant was writing me, threatening me about my cat.
Let me see that.
And things that she took from me.
I'm not going to get to the other things until I finish with the cat.
Okay.
Do you understand? One thing at a time. You were very angry.
Excuse me.
Shh. All right. Now let's get to the jewelry. When you came back in January, you took some jewelry that belonged to him. Tell me what you took.
It was a chain with a pendant and a Rolex watch. It was in a box.
And the Rolex watch belonged to?
Nathaniel.
Where did Nathaniel get the Rolex watch from?
He says from his father.
Why did you take the jewelry? For the same reason you took 2?
At the time that I took the box and everything, I was angry. I didn't care about how he felt or anything because...
Well, you wanted him to feel badly.
Yeah.
Listen to me. You have 2 children together. Do you visit your children?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so you see them regularly?
Mm-hmm.
What's supposed to happen is that when a relationship doesn't work out, I don't care how long it is, in this case it's since 1999, you're not supposed to go through hating. You're supposed to say, it didn't work out, terrible, he hurt me, he violated me, but I have 2 children with him, and I want to have a reasonable relationship with him just for the sake of the children. So I don't want to do anything that's going to, long-term, continue this hate. Do you understand?
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Mr. Green, you feel as if you need a cathartic experience here. Is there anything else you want to say to me?
Yes, as far as my Rolex watch, my father had left it to me. He had passed away, and it was real sentimental to me. And this woman, she hurt me. I really do still love this woman because we have kids and I want to work it out, but I can never trust her again. I don't even think she has my stuff anymore.
She has your stuff.
I have the cat.
Where's the other stuff?
I pawned it.
Where?
MCDs, I think it's called.
When did you pawn it?
February.
When does the ticket expire?
I'm not sure.
I'm never going to see my stuff again, Your Honor. I'm never.
I'm really not sure.
Well, didn't you think you should find that out before you came here today? How much did you pawn it for?
The watch was $4,000. The chain was $1,900, I think.
And what'd you do with the money?
Well, right now, like I said, I'm in between places. That's why the children are with him, so.
She has no stable life, Your Honor.
No, I don't, honestly.
Well, I'm asking you, what did you do with the money?
At that point, I bought some things.
She's a
I
liar,
was
Your
staying
Honor.
with someone,
She's a
so
liar.
I gave my sister some money also.
Listen, let me tell you this, Mr. Green. Your lawsuit seeks $2,600 from Ms. Tomlin. That's
Right.
what you're suing her for.
Right, ma'am.
Okay, that has nothing to do with the cat because you're talking about the jewelry. She
Right.
got a lot more for the jewelry. Now, I don't know whether she can get it back. I'm not sure how long these pawn tickets are good for. Whether they're good for 30 days or 60 days
I've been
or
trying to
90
get my
days.
jewelry back all this time, Your
Well,
Honor.
she made a very, very bad mistake.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And later today,
Did you ever take her out for dinner?
No, not really. I ain't spend no big money on her.
I'm not talking about big money. I'm asking you, went out on a date. Did you pay?
Not really, because she wanted to pay for everything. She wanted to pay for everything, you know.
All right, listen, you must be absolutely wonderful.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Nathaniel Green says ex-girlfriend Takai Tomlin stole his jewelry and his cat named too. Takai says she only took what she was entitled to.
You have to start to be smart, Mr. Green. I said it to her. I don't know if she's accepting it, but you have to be smart. Right now you have your 2 children living with you. They have a mother. The mother sees the children. I don't know whether this relationship will come together again. It may. In the meantime, she has to do the right thing. Give you back your cat, do you understand? And give you back your jewelry. Miss Tomlin, do you understand?
Yes.
And then you will not be so angry with her. She may still continue to be angry at you, but she will be able to see her children with a lighter heart. You're not supposed to continue to dredge up the past.
I tried working with her. I tried working with her. I tried getting back my stuff for a matter of time.
Sorry, Mr. Green. I really thought I could get at least your father's watch back for you. But if she sold it, there's nothing I can do for you except give you the judgment that you're requesting and suggest to you that she did the wrong thing. I think that at this point, at least I hope she knows she did the wrong thing. In the scheme of things, I know that you're hurt because you don't have your stuff, but you have the most important possessions, and that's your 2 children. Do you understand?
Right. Your Honor, how am I sure that I'm getting my cat back, Your Honor?
I will prepare an order that you get your cat back, and you can use a sheriff or a marshal to ensure
I've
that you
been
get
I've been trying to be nice to this woman, work with this woman, and she know that how I feel about my cat.
Mr. Green, all I can do is prepare an order. If she refuses to give you the cat, I think it's a big mistake because you have custody of your 2 children. If she wants to continue to be able to enjoy a reasonable flow of visitation with the children, with the person who has custody, that's their father, then what she's supposed to do is do the right thing. You did the wrong thing with regard to the jewelry. Now you better do the right thing with regard to the cat so that he doesn't have to go and get a marshal to enforce the order. Do you understand, Miss Tomlin? He has physical custody and takes care of the most precious things that the 2 of you have together, and that's your children. Not the cat, and not the Rolex, and not the chain and pendant. So you're supposed to do the right thing, not the wrong thing. Grow up. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested in your suit, $2,600. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
My father's watch and my cat, she knew how I really felt about it, and she really wanted to hurt me, and she succeeded.
Now knowing I have a conscience and I feel bad that I hurt him. It's too bad he didn't feel that way about me.
She said if I keep on calling her trying to get my stuff back, I wouldn't get my stuff back, and I find my cat in the pet cemetery.
Everything I wrote and said, I did out of anger.
When you have kids, try to work things out, you know, because you're hurting the kids in the long run.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Johnson versus White. Step forward, please.
23-year-old accounting clerk Kendra Johnson is suing her ex-boyfriend, truck driver DeBario White, for unpaid loans and for the cost of a tuxedo rental.
Miss Johnson, You and the defendant were dating for a while. According to your complaint, you say he owes you for 3 things. First, he owes you for a $100 loan that you made so that he could turn on his cell phone. Then you claimed that you invited him to be your escort to a wedding, and he owes you for the tux. And the final thing, I believe, was a visa bill for a restaurant. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. And also, there were some shoes that were purchased as well. I have receipts for those.
Shoes for the tuxedo?
No, shoes for his children.
Okay. Mr. White says that he owes you for absolutely nothing. You paid for these things for a variety of reasons. Is that right?
Everything was gifts, correct.
So let's start with the first loan that you claim you made to Mr. White. When was that?
Last year, around middle summer, end of summer, 2000.
Middle summer, end of summer. I need a date.
August.
No, don't guess and tell me. Think.
It was in August. I don't remember which exact day.
And how long had you been dating him when you made this loan?
I had just met him, maybe 2 months I've been dating, if that.
And why did he need money?
Well, he said that he needed the money to turn on his cell phone so I can get in touch with him. He had no other form of contact for me to call him. He lived with his parents at first, then his brother, which he claimed that I was not allowed to call there, living with family. They didn't want, there were other children, his brother's children. So, no other form of contact. Can you help me find, if I'm supposed to be in a relationship with you and I care about you, that's something I'm going to do to help you.
So what did he say? You gave me a whole story. What did he say? I don't have a cell phone? Well, my cell phone was turned off?
My cell phone got turned off. I later found out it was in his sister's name.
He said, my cell phone got turned off, and?
I need money to pay to turn it back on.
And you said okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So you gave him the money?
Yes, I gave him the money.
Good. That was in August?
Yes.
Is that right?
No, that's not, Your Honor.
Well, so tell me your version of the events.
I
Well,
met
you
this
couldn't be much worse than hers.
Yeah.
I don't hear anything about a loan.
I met this woman at work. We worked together for quite some time at NIH, and she had a crush on me, okay?
Listen.
So...
Mr. White, I want
Yeah.
you to listen to me very carefully.
Okay.
Cell phone.
Right.
Let's get to the cell phone.
Mm-hmm. My cell phone did get cut off, and she was complaining that she wasn't able to talk to me. You know, I was like, well, I got a lot of bills right now. You know, I don't have time to turn my cell phone on. She said, I'll give you the money. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. You know, later on, you know.
So she gave you the $100?
She gave me the $100, correct.
And you turned on your cell phone?
I turned the cell phone on.
That sounds right. Right?
No, ma'am. He did not turn the cell phone on.
He
There was
didn't?
more money that was owed on the cell phone.
So he didn't turn the cell phone on?
No, he did not.
Well, in that case, she must knew my bill then, right? I mean, she gave me the money. She just gave me $100. How she know it was more money owed on the bill?
Did you turn your cell phone on?
Yes, I did.
I mean, around the time that she gave you the money?
Yes, I did.
And were you able to contact him?
No, ma'am. Not by that cell phone. By other phone numbers, family's phone numbers,
Well,
etc.
this was in August that you gave him the $100. You didn't do what he was supposed to do with the $100. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kendra Johnson claims ex-boyfriend DeBario White owes for unpaid loans and for a tuxedo rental.
Now, when did you invite him to participate with you in this wedding?
October 20th.
So after he misled you in August and September, then you said to him, would you go to a wedding with me?
Yes.
Smart.
I was still dating him at the time, so it's...
Listen, that's your choice.
That's
Did
right.
you ever say to him, where's the $100? Where's the cell phone?
I did. He said, well, I'm in and out, you know, job here, job there. I promise I'll pay you back. We're in a relationship. I'm good for it.
I don't believe he said that to you, Miss Johnson, at all.
No, I didn't.
Miss Johnson, I don't believe he said that to you at all. I'm watching your face. I'm a real good judge of that.
That's right.
Okay. I don't need your validation, sir.
Okay.
Now let's get to tuxedo. You were invited to a wedding in October. You asked him to be your escort. He needed a tuxedo. Tell me about it.
Originally, he went with me to get fitted for the tux.
You invited him to be your date.
That's
And he
correct.
said what?
He would.
Good. So you went for the tux.
I put the down payment for the tux, which was $30 to be fitted.
Right.
Later on, I had spoke with him here and there. We didn't get to the rehearsal. He didn't know what was going on. The day of the wedding, I called him. He called me, said that he needed to get a hair shape up and that he would be able to meet me. I picked him up. He says, I don't have the tux yet. I said, well, the wedding's in 20 minutes. It's closer to him than from me. He said, well, I don't have any money. I have no way to pick up the tux. If you want me to be in the wedding, you need to buy the tux.
So you did?
I did.
Good.
Later on.
Did you dance with him at the wedding?
We didn't get to be in it because he was late since he had to get his hair cut. I never got to walk. I never got to be in it at all. I was there when they were walking out.
Now, Ms. Johnson, my next question is, when was the visa bill that you claim he signed for when you went out for dinner? Was that before the tux or after the tux?
That was before the tux.
Before the tux. So that was in September?
The date's on the receipt.
It was
have
much
the
earlier
receipt?
than that. Much
I have
earlier
it,
than
ma'am.
Can I see it?
Sure.
That was like our first date that she took me out on. She paid
It's
for
September
dinner.
6, 2001.
9/6.
Those are other
Okay.
receipts as well.
September 6th. So tell me about September 6th.
There was a place called the Oasis in Silver Spring, Maryland. Somewhere he had been with family. He said it was a really nice place. You can dance. There's comedy. There's, you can sit down, have something to eat. Never been there before. He took me there. We danced a little bit. We had something to eat. We talked. We mingled. There was another party or something. I met some people. And later, they give me the receipt for the food purchased. And I'm looking at this as, I didn't sign this. That's not my signature. Apparently, he signed my signature.
So?
It's against the law. You can't do that.
So, if it's against the law, either you say that I'm giving back my credit card because I didn't authorize payment for this. You don't invite him to be your date for a wedding a month later.
That's correct. However,
you did.
When they handed me the receipt, when you go out to eat, I had like a little handbag, something you carry when you go out. I immediately just put the receipt in my bag because not knowing to look at it. And then later on, I went through all my receipts and I kept them just in case I needed it.
Your Honor, she told me go up and pay for the bill. She gave me the credit card. I signed her name and everything. That's not, against the law. She gave me permission when we
I
sat
didn't
down.
say it was against the law. Ms. Johnson is grasping at straws.
Right. She told me go and pay for
I
the
don't
bill.
need your validation. I also don't want to hear your voice because it sounds to me as if you were taking financial advantage of this lady. Did you ever take her out for dinner?
No, not really. I wasn't.
No, not really. So you never took her out for dinner? Did you ever give her any money?
On occasion.
Give me an example.
Money here and there when we go out.
Like what?
As far as like drinks or something, if we go out dancing or something like that. But no, not really. I ain't spend no big money on her.
I'm not talking about big money. I'm asking you, went on a date. Did you pay?
Not really, because she wanted to pay for everything. She wanted to pay for everything,
Okay. All right, listen, you must be absolutely wonderful. Miss Johnson, these were not loans, madam. You didn't make any loans to him. And if you came here and said he signed a credit card and it was an unauthorized use of my credit card and I never saw him again because he's an untrustworthy bum, then I would say to you, oh, maybe you got a case. But you give him $100. Listen to what you did. You give him $100 to turn on his cell phone. He doesn't turn on his cell phone. Then you go out for dinner together. According to you, if I was to believe what you're telling me, he went into your pocketbook, took your credit card. When you were someplace else, he paid the bill with your credit card. You got the receipt, right? Realized that he had forged your name to a bill, right? What did you do? Call the police? Tell him to take a walk? No. You invite him to go to a wedding with you. Then, the last minute, you go to have a fitting for the tuxedo. You put down the $30 for the tuxedo. Not him, you. And then you wonder why Mr. Irresponsible over here wasn't ready to go to the wedding. I mean, the wedding's in 2 minutes, and then he says to you, I don't have my clothes. I'm going to go like the emperor, right, with no clothes. You tolerated it. That's your problem. Get over it. Put a period. Forget it. Mr. White, you must have something that I don't see. Case dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Your Honor, this is case number 132 on the calendar in the matter of Brodzik versus Phillips. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Ms. Brodzik, it is your claim that the defendant destroyed some of your property. This was while you were on a vacation together in St. Thomas. He was there for a friend's wedding. Want to tell me what happened, please?
We arrived on a Tuesday morning. Everything seemed to be going fine.
It was his friend's wedding that was taking
yes, it
place
was.
there?
I'd met his friend before, prior to this. And
Were you dating each other at the time?
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And then Brad is not supposed to drink, and as soon as he started drinking later on that evening at dinner, he became quite belligerent. He started, dancing with other women at the bar, and then he started to pick a fight with a man that engaged me in conversation. And then after that, we went back to the hotel, and he passed out. The next morning, same scenario, drinking again, belligerent.
None of this is true.
Really belligerent. And at one point in the evening, he told me he was going to leave and go with the waitress, and said he couldn't believe that all his friends were saying, why was he there with me? And at that point, I thought he was kidding, until the waitress came up to me and said, are you with him? And at that point, I just knew I had to get away. So I went to the bar, total opposite side of the place. I was talking to some gentleman. He was going to help me, like, get my stuff out of the room. Brad saw this
You
conversation.
mean this gentleman?
Yes.
Had you met this
I met
man
him
before?
there, yeah. I met him that day.
Okay, so you just met him?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Brad saw this conversation, and he threw a drink at me. He pushed me over a beach railing. He pushed me several times and started screaming, told me he was going to kill me, he was going to threaten my life. At that point, I called the hotel because I had both room keys in my possession. I said, please don't let him in the room. I just want to get back there, get my things, and leave.
Did he leave at that point?
His friends assured me that they would keep him with them so I could go back safely and get my things.
Go ahead.
And then I arrived at the hotel. The security officer said that the gentleman that's staying in the room had been there 5 minutes prior. As I walked up to the door, he was coming up from the beach, completely soaking wet. And I said, where's my stuff? He said, it's gone. It's gone. I got rid of it. I destroyed it. You don't have anything. And I went into the hotel room, and I just had an empty suitcase. Actually, when I walked in, these are my glasses. They were destroyed, and they were right when I walked into the room, as well as later on that day, my passport had washed up in the ocean. You can tell it's been destroyed. The top of it was ripped off because it's pretty much intact, other than the top of that. And I actually have pictures and a doctor's report from where the bruising had occurred from him pushing and hitting me.
Pushing and hitting you.
This was in the water?
Yes. Or it was on the beach. It was returned to me from the security office at the hotel.
It's on the beach. It clearly wasn't in the water. Can I see a list of the items that were destroyed, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Say cash, $900?
It was in my pocketbook at the time. I actually have a bank statement that shows I withdrew that money prior to vacation.
Where was your pocketbook?
It was in the room. I had just a little beach pocketbook that I took with me to the bar. I didn't want to...
And you left your cash in the room?
Yes.
That was silly. People don't usually do that. Wasn't there a safe in the room?
Yes. Yeah.
So why wasn't your stuff in the safe?
I just didn't...
Cash in the safe. Okay, Mr. Phillips, let me hear your version of the events, please.
Okay. On the night in question, we had been there the first night. Everything had been wonderful. We had gone out to a restaurant. If I was not supposed to be drinking, and if I become belligerent upon drinking, it would have obviously happened the first night, because between three of us, we went through about 3 bottles of wine, the very first night at dinner. Prior to this, 3 weeks earlier, I'd been to visit her in Boston, at which time we had dinner, bottles of wine, went out after that, drank that night also, went home.
What makes you think, Miss Brodzik, that he is not to drink?
He told me he had been in rehab in January, and he's not supposed to drink due to custodial rights and some agreement that he has with his parents.
What kind of rehab was he in?
I'm not exactly sure.
Drugs or alcohol?
Both.
Where were you in rehab, Mr. Phillips?
In Center City, Minnesota.
For how long?
For 14 days.
Is that a dry out?
That was not for alcohol.
What was it for?
It was for marijuana. I am in the alcohol business. It's what I do for a living. I am a registered sommelier. I taste wine for a living, and that is what I do. I have not had any problems, never been arrested for DWI, never been in any sort of...
Listen to me, sir.
Yes.
I never knew anybody who went into 14 days rehab for marijuana.
It was part of my wife had a problem with me smoking marijuana socially, and I said I didn't want to stop. She put an ultimatum to me to either do this or we were going to get a divorce. She was vehemently against marijuana. Those are the facts.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Phillips. So let's move on to Tuesday night, sir.
It's actually a Thursday night, ma'am.
Let's move on to Thursday night.
Thursday night, we are out with the wedding party, rehearsal dinner. Everyone's drinking, having a good time, including Miss Brodzik, drinking quite heavily. Everyone's dancing, karaokeing, wedding party. Everyone's having a good time. She says numerous times to me, oh, I'm going to go up to the bar and get a drink. I don't pay any attention to it. She goes up to the bar, gets a drink. I'm sitting there laughing, you know, having a nice evening with my friends. The groom, one of my best friends from college, looks over to me later that evening and says, "Have you noticed Jennifer missing a lot this evening?" I said, "No." He says, why don't you go look for her?" I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "Do me a favor. Go look for your girl." I proceeded to walk around the corner of the bar to the other side of the bar that was hidden from where we were. As I walked around the other side of the bar, she has her hands wrapped around a gentleman's neck as they are sucking face.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I was very hurt. This is a woman that 2 weeks earlier had asked me for monogamy. Now I find her with her tongue down another gentleman's throat.
And later today,
Did you ever pay a cable bill?
No,
Did you watch cable?
I wasn't there all the time to watch it.
Give me a break, will you please? I didn't ask you whether you sat there with your eyeballs glued to the television for 24 hours a day.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jennifer Brodzik says ex-boyfriend Bradley Phillips owes for destroying her belongings in a fit of jealous rage. Bradley says he caught Jennifer kissing another man.
Go ahead.
I then go over, pull the two of them apart, start screaming at her. Without question, I had lost my temper. I was humiliated. I was very hurt. This is a woman that 2 weeks earlier, when I had been in Boston, had asked me for monogamy. Now I find her with her tongue down another gentleman's throat, which was his quote, as a matter of fact, when he was asked by the groom what happened. So my friends say to her, "Look, go back, get your stuff out of the hotel room. We're going to take him out. You guys separate." I go out with my friends. I go back about an hour and a half later. I get back there. She still hasn't been in the room, hasn't taken any of her stuff out. I proceed to take her stuff in one swoop of my hands, where I had rented a villa on the beach, walked down and threw her items in the ocean.
So?
Overreaction to disturbing and tactless behavior by her. No question. However, I took on an all...
What was left in the room that belonged to her, sir?
I guess the suitcase. I just reached into the suitcase, grabbed all the stuff, walked down and threw it in the ocean.
Did you take her passport?
No, I never touched her passport, ma'am. Did not rip the cover of her passport any way, shape, or form. Everything was in... I just reached in the suitcase, scooped everything up, and threw it in the ocean.
What about the cash?
Have no idea. Never even saw a wallet. There was a bag there, but I just...
What do you mean a bag?
There was her Louis Vuitton handbag. Was part of it.
Was part of what you
was part
threw?
of everything that I grabbed, yes.
Okay.
And I would also like to show you the amount for this ruined vacation, which had been going along fine. If she was unhappy with what had been going on the night before, I'm sure she would have been able to communicate that with me. She could have gotten on the plane the next day. To have disgusting behavior at which, in front of one's friends at a wonderful wedding, to end up in a bar kissing another gentleman with all of my friends there and me. This is a woman who pursued me for 18 months on the phone, calling me, telling me that I ruined her life because she couldn't find another man because she was so in love with me. To then taking her away on this beautiful trip, $2,500 vacation, on the second night we're there, I catch her making out with some guy in the bar. I was furious, humiliated, and angry. I overreacted, but nevertheless, it was a reaction to her behavior.
Okay. Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Brad is a raging alcoholic with a violent temper.
She's ready to run around with any guy in a bar who's willing to play tonsil hockey.
This was completely after he said he was leaving with the waitress.
She is nothing but a tramp.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brennan versus Brennan. Step forward, please.
20-year-old homemaker Amanda Brennan is suing her aunt, Elizabeth Brennan, for unpaid utility bills.
Miss Brennan, how is the defendant related to you?
She's my aunt.
According to your complaint, she owes you for some utility bills that were put in your name, but for her home.
Yes, ma'am.
Because of some credit problem that she allegedly has.
Yes, ma'am.
Your aunt says that you actually lived there rent-free. She paid the rent and you paid for the utilities. Is that your defense? Did you, in fact, live with your aunt at any time?
No.
You did not?
No, I did not live with
her. Did you stay with her at any time?
I would stay with her here and there to help her out while she took her boyfriend to work, and I watched her son in the morning.
When did you put the utilities in your name?
The cable bill was put in my name in her home for $228.01. The PG&E Energy was installed on 2/14/01, and it was disconnected at 11/2/01. The water was, I'm not sure about that.
Well, you must have gotten bills for it.
No, it all went to her home. She got the bills.
All right. So in February of 2001, tell me why you put the utilities in your name.
Oh, well, at one point she was living in West Wyoming. At that time, I did live with her in West Wyoming.
When was that?
It was, I believe
Was that
it
in
was-
February?
No, not in February.
Those bills were from February of 01. Tell me how they got to be put in your name.
She could not get anything put into her name because she had bad credit. She helped me out through problems that I was having. I had a drug problem. She helped me out with that. She helped me out with helping me get an apartment and all that. And with
how did she help you?
Her landlord that she knew in West Wyoming that she was living with, she asked him about an apartment, and he showed it to me and he gave it to me because of her.
So when she moved to this place in Pennsylvania, you still didn't tell me how the bills got to be put in your name.
She asked me if I would put the bills in my name because she could not turn them on in her name because of her bad credit. She had to
and
put
you
her
had
money.
good credit?
I didn't have good credit, but I had fair credit.
And where were you living at that time in February of 2001?
I'm not sure if I was living in Dallas. I'm not quite sure about that date. I'm not.
Well, you have to. Where was she living?
She was living with me because I moved from West Wyoming to Hillside Ave. Me and my boyfriend moved her out of Dallas, moved her into my house where I stored her stuff. And she lived with me up until February 16th of 2001.
Of 2001. When did she move into your house?
She moved in February 9th. Plus, she stayed over after that.
I'm not talking about staying over, Miss Brennan. I'm talking about living with you. She only lived with you in this location for a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the place where the bills were put in your name.
Yes, ma'am.
So she asked you to put the bills in your name.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were, in fact, staying there for a couple of weeks. Come on.
Yes, ma'am.
Come on.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean, I have a lot of things to do today.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you moved out.
Yes.
Where did you go when you moved out?
I moved to Church Street, a couple blocks away from her.
Is that right?
Yes, she did move out.
Fine. Now, the time she moved out, what did you do with the utility bills?
I asked Amanda to, I didn't even ask Amanda to put them in her name for me. I didn't even know about it. My sister did.
How did you think you were getting water? You said to me, I didn't even know she put the bills in her name, but you knew you had water.
I didn't ask her to put them in her name for me. I never asked Amanda to do that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amanda Brennan says she co-signed on utility bills for her aunt, Elizabeth Brennan. Amanda claims Elizabeth owes over $1,700.
How many months' worth of bills do you have there?
I have
from February of 01 until when? February
the PG&E
01.
Energy here, from when I called, it was April 8th of 2002.
Judge, I moved out of Hillside Ave because of the gas bill being too high.
Did you ever pay the gas bill?
Did I? No, Amanda.
Did you ever pay the gas bill?
No, I didn't.
Did you ever pay a cable bill?
No.
Did you watch cable?
I wasn't there all the time to watch it.
Give me a break. Will you please just answer my question? When you turned on the television, I didn't ask you whether you sat there with your eyeballs glued to the television for 24 hours a day. You flipped on the television and you watched it, so you had cable, right?
Yes.
And you had water. And you had energy. Did you ever pay any of these bills?
No.
Why not?
Because we were disputing them, because Amanda called PUC to dispute them to see why they were so high. And I didn't...
Just a minute. Forget that one bill. Why didn't you pay the cable bill?
Because Amanda told me I didn't have to.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And it doesn't make sense. And what about the water bill? You were getting the water bills. What were you doing with the bills when you get them? Throwing them in the garbage?
No, I was telling Amanda. Because Amanda was over my house every day. And Amanda
you were telling her what?
I didn't even tell Amanda I would pay the water bill or the gas bill. I didn't even know she was putting them in her name because I didn't ask her to do it. My sister
Can I see the
did.
bills, please?
I also have a check here that she sent to me after I filed for this to happen, she sent me a $25 check that she put on the bottom bills for Amanda, so she knew that she had
Let
to
me
pay
just see the
back.
bills,
Yes,
please.
I don't agree, though.
Let me
She
see the
lived
bills.
with me, too. So I
She
don't...
didn't live with you. Miss Brennan, she didn't live with you there.
That's water.
She lived with you for 2 weeks, you just told me.
She lived with me, but she wouldn't stay at her own house. That's what I'm trying to get at.
So she'd come over to your house.
Exactly. So she stayed there, and she washed her laundry and everything in my
cable
house.
bill.
She'd bring her clothes over.
I bought
So what? Just a minute.
dryer.
Just a minute. So what?
And
So I don't feel I have to pay her for the whole bills.
How about any part of them?
I said I would pay for half
Why
of them.
didn't you pay for a year? Anything.
I didn't live there a year. I only lived there from February to November of 2001.
February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. You lived there 10 months.
Actually.
And you didn't pay for any utilities. And I'm asking you, why? Why did you not pay for any utilities? Let's say you say she came over and did her laundry, so why should you pay for all the bill? Some, any. Now, did you pay your rent?
Yes, I did.
Every month?
Yes, I did.
So at the time you moved out, you were fully paid on your rent?
Yes.
Really?
that's because she was on Section 8, which Section 8 will pay most of your rent. All she had to pay was just a certain amount of the rent, because that's what I'm on now. That's why the rent was always paid.
Were the bills coming directly to your house?
Mm-hmm, because that's the way she had them. They were coming to my house.
Miss Brennan, let me tell you something. You're supposed to do the right thing. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,775. Thank you, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Your Honor, case number 129 on the calendar in the matter of Harding versus Zymet.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats, please.
Miss Harding, you and the defendant signed a lease for a house.
Yes.
It's a large house. You were the only two people on the lease?
Yes.
You moved into the house with your boyfriend?
Yes.
Boyfriend?
Yep.
Miss Zemet moved in with her 2 children?
Yes.
And there was someone else living in the house, too?
Yes.
Who was that?
Her witness, Jolene.
Miss Zemet moved out early.
Yes.
And you believe that she should be responsible for the 7 months that was remaining on the lease?
Yes.
Ms. Zemet says that she was forced out because of assaultive behavior by both you and your boyfriend.
Yes.
Okay. When did you sign the lease?
November 1st.
Of what year?
2001.
Did you know each other before you signed the
Yes.
lease? For how long?
Since the 9th grade, about 1994.
So you've known each other a long time?
Yes.
Was there any reason why your 2 names were the only names on the lease?
We were going to move in with another girl that backed out at the last minute, and that's when we had decided to let Jolene move in.
And what about your boyfriend?
He just never signed the lease. It was just between the
Why?
2 of us. I don't know. We just never had put him on it.
But he actually moved in?
Yes.
What was the total rental on the house?
$1,600.
And what was the defendant's responsibility on the lease?
$550.
I'm going to go to you, Ms. Emmett. When did problems arise that you say caused you to move out?
Well, problems arose as soon as we moved in. She was, in my opinion, acting jealous over me and Jolene talking. She would slam doors around. She was just not making it comfortable to be there at all. And then every week it seemed like there was something different that happened. You know, at the beginning of January when she shoved me into a gate, which I have a picture of a bruise that she left on my back.
Well, tell me about that.
Well, it was New Year's Eve. I happened to leave them at the club, not purposely.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, we were at a dance club.
Who was?
Drinking. All of us. And we all left, and I was supposed to bring 2 people home, which I didn't. Not on purpose. No. Not on purpose. Didn't bring them home, which included Jolene and Archie's sister.
You all went to a dance club.
Right.
You were supposed to take 2 people home.
Right.
Jolene and the boyfriend's sister.
Yes.
You didn't do that.
Right.
You say you didn't do that on purpose.
Right.
Because she was highly intoxicated.
You did it. It was accidental.
Right.
But something happened when you got home?
Right. As soon as I walked out of the garage, she came running at me and pushed me into the gate, and the gate handle left a bruise on my back.
And you say you have photographs of it?
I have a photograph, yes.
That's not true, Your Honor.
I'll get you in a second.
It's hard to see, but you can see.
Okay. Go ahead.
Then the very next weekend, on a Saturday, we were all at the house drinking after the, just having a little party at the house after the bar. And
After what bar?
After just the bar on a Saturday night, you know.
So you went to a bar Saturday night and you were drinking?
Right, all of us.
And then you came home and you continued to drink?
Right.
Where were your two children when all this drinking was going on?
My children were with their father.
Did they live with their father on the
No.
weekends?
Well, it was every other weekend.
Go ahead.
And Archie was, you know, intoxicated. He was yelling at his sister. Me and Jolene were sitting in the kitchen, and we just really didn't want to hear it, you know, like yelling and stuff. So I stood up. I said, you know, it's okay. That's all I said. He started cursing at me and proceeded to throw me across the kitchen. And when I got up, I was crying. And when I was walking away, he poured his beer down my hair. I did call the cops, which I have records of that.
You just have a record that you called the police. You don't have a report.
Right. Here's what happened after I called the cops. I was upstairs in my room when I called the cops. And when they got there, I didn't realize I was upstairs, couldn't hear nothing. And then her and all his family came upstairs to ask me if I called the cops, but they said it.
That is not true.
You didn't call the cops, did you?
I'll get to you in a second.
You didn't call the cops, did you? And I didn't realize the cops were standing right down the hallway, so I said no because I didn't, you know, want to say it to them.
All right. So those were the two instances that you're complaining about that caused you ultimately to move out.
Them are the two biggest ones, yes.
You're Archie.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you pour a beer on her?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
I figured you did. Why?
Because I thought that she interfered with something that didn't really have to do with her. She was not in the same room like she said she was when my sister and I had gotten into an argument. We were just talking, just how brother and sister normally do. And she came out of the kitchen, started yelling at us, started swearing at us. She started chewing me out, saying I didn't have no business talking to my sister like that. My sister had said some pretty offensive things to some people.
Okay, so she just came out and she was yelling at you.
Yes.
And what did you do?
I asked her if she could please, you know, get away from our conversation. I was talking to my sister. I didn't think she had any business being there. She kept on insisting on trying to get in between us, trying to push us apart from each other. It wasn't getting physical. It wasn't getting very loud. We were just having a few words, and she intervened.
She's intervening in a family situation. So what did you do?
So I asked her on several occasions.
You told me he's asked her to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Move out.
Both
Go.
I asked her on several occasions to please sit down, please leave us alone, we're trying to talk.
All right, so you asked her, and she didn't.
She did not.
What happened next?
Then she pushed me.
She pushed you. How did she
pushed
push
me back.
you?
She pushed me by my chest like this.
You mean she put her hands on your chest
Yeah, she put
and
my
pushed
hands
you?
on my chest, yes.
Yes, and what did you do?
I just dumped my beer on her after that. I got frustrated that the fact that she would not, you know, quit talking to me and my sister. I was trying to have a conversation.
Did you push her
with my
back?
sister. No, I did not.
You just poured your beer on her?
I just poured my beer over her head, yes.
And at that point, you were angry?
I was a little upset.
Put your hand down.
I was a little upset, Your Honor. I was not angry. I work at a high stress level job. I don't get angry.
Archie, was it becoming increasingly unpleasant living in the house with the defendant?
Yes, it was, Your Honor. She.
It was very unpleasant. It was unpleasant for you?
Yeah, it was pretty unpleasant.
Was it unpleasant for you?
Yes.
Good. So that you were not unhappy when she left?
Not necessarily.
Good.
Well, I had tried to work things out with her. I tried to sit
No,
down and
you're not.
talk to her a
Once
number
she
of
has a fight
times.
with your boyfriend, you're not working things out with her.
It was before that also.
Once she has a fight with your boyfriend, you're not working things out with her.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She and our other roommate had brought numerous guys over that they all had baseball bats and shovels and jumped my boyfriend. He ended up going to the hospital with 8 staples in his head.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Christina Harding says former roommate Charity Zymet owes for breaking a lease. Charity says she feared for her safety.
Now, you moved out in January?
Yes. Well, I paid January's rent, full January's rent, but I moved out at the beginning, but I still had some stuff there until the end of January.
Okay. Is that true?
No, she did not move out. She put a padlock on her door, and she would come every day, pick up a little of her stuff, and go.
Well, that's what she says. She says she moved out, but she left her stuff there
Yes,
through
she
the end
didn't
of the month.
officially
And she
move
did
out till
pay
the end of January.
And she did pay January's rent.
Your Honor, she did not move out. She was there just about every night of the week.
And fine,
last month.
but she paid January.
Yes.
Okay. Come February, is she gone?
Yes, she was gone the end of January, but she had not given me any notice.
If you think that I don't see your hand, I do see your hand. I'm not interested in asking you any questions right now.
Your Honor, I asked her numerous times when I could plan on her moving out so that I could find another roommate.
Okay, so now you know at the end of January she's gone. What did you do to find another roommate?
I had asked her numerous times throughout January when she would be out so that I could find another roommate.
You're not listening to my question.
Your Honor, she was...
I said now you know at the end of January she's out. What did you do then to get another roommate?
I had another roommate set up to move in on March 1st. And she and our other roommate brought numerous guys over that were related to Jolene. And they all had baseball bats and shovels, and they jumped my boyfriend. He ended up going to the hospital with 8 staples in his head. And that caused my roommate not to move in. She was scared to live with us.
And when did that happen?
On February 3rd. I have pictures and hospital reports of what happened.
Is anybody arrested?
No, it's still pending investigation.
It's a pending criminal investigation.
So I cannot get a police report. It's not been released yet. You're talking to a homicide investigator.
Did she move out too?
No,
after that night, after February 3rd.
Okay.
Earlier that night at the club, she was trying to fight with me. My boyfriend stepped in the middle of us. She broke a beer bottle over the side of his head. And so then the bouncers jumped on her, took her out of there. He was trying to press charges. They said she was going to detox. She showed up at the house within an hour. And then within an hour after that, there was about 8 to 10 guys. They were about to break the window to get in the house when my boyfriend opened the door. They pulled him outside. They all had baseball bats and shovels. He was beaten pretty bad, as you can see in those pictures. His cousin and his sister also ran out there and were pretty beaten up, too.
What makes you think that the defendant had anything to do with this?
Because I saw her driving away from there after the guy. She was sitting there on the street in her car when this was all going on. After the police were starting to come, she backed around the corner of the block.
After she supposedly moved out of the house, Your Honor.
You mean on February 3rd?
Yeah.
Yes.
This young lady was with her in the car?
She was in one of the cars. She had gone out the side entrance, and she had gotten into a car somewhere else when all this had happened. She must have got in the car before that. When I saw Charity back down the street, she was in the car by herself.
When was the lease up in the apartment?
It's not up until August 31st.
Who's living in the house now?
Just the 2 of us. We have still yet to find a roommate.
Where are you living now?
I own a house. I had just moved out from my kids' father for a short period of time.
Go back. You're living in a house that you own?
Yep.
When did you purchase the house?
August of 2001.
If you purchased the house in August of 2001, what were you living with them for?
There was problems between me and my kids' father, so I decided to move out for a short time.
So you're back in that house now?
Yes.
Who are you living there with?
My children and my kids' father.
Were you at the house? I'm not going to ask any questions about that. That's part of a pending criminal investigation, so I'm not going to ask any questions about where you were on February 3rd.
Your Honor?
What?
I had an apartment with my boyfriend before. I decided to move in with her and another friend that was going to be getting a divorce from her husband. And she decided to stay with her husband. We were fine in the apartment we had. I decided I wanted to help her out because she wanted to get away from her kids' father. She was dating my boyfriend's friend at the time, and she wanted to get out of that house. She wasn't planning on going back there.
Okay.
She signed the lease till August 31st.
Shh. Did you speak to the landlord before you moved out?
Yes, I did. Quite a few times. He told me he would take me off the lease, and that's where I was renting from.
I never received another lease.
Were you, in fact, removed from the lease?
Well, he kept saying he was...
Not well. The answer is either you were removed from the lease or you were not.
Yes, definitely.
Show me.
I don't have any proof. He lives in another state.
Well, you have no proof, and it wasn't then. The only lease that I have is the one that you originally signed.
Well, I spoke to him on the phone quite a few times, and he told me that he would take me off, that he did take me off.
I don't listen to what you tell me. That is hearsay. If you have a lease or a document from the landlord that indicates that you were removed from the lease and your obligations under the lease have been terminated, I will see that. You don't have that. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, what efforts did you make to try to find a new roommate to assume your responsibilities under the lease?
It was not my responsibility to find a new roommate.
No, whose was it? Bird's? Whose was it?
Well,
you have a lease.
Correct.
You have an obligation under the lease.
Yes.
Ordinarily, I would say that they have an obligation to mitigate their damages.
Well,
which
she told
I'm
me...
speaking. I want you to try to learn something today. Every day should be a learning experience.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Christina Harding says former roommate Charity Zymet owes for breaking an apartment lease. Christina also claims Charity sent friends to beat up her boyfriend, Archie White Eagle.
Listen to me. They have an obligation if they know that you're moving out, to try to mitigate their damages by finding someone to assume the remainder of your lease. Unless I find that there is some evidence that you and your girlfriend over here have done something that would make it difficult for them to find a new roommate. You also have a responsibility, because if you sign a lease and if you move into a home with the understanding that neither of you could afford this on your own, but together you could afford to maintain a big house like this, then you have a responsibility not only to your landlord, but also to your co-tenant. So I'm asking you, you did not do anything to find another roommate?
Well, she, at first, we did agree about a 2-month notice of getting out. Now, I don't know why she's going for the whole lease. I think she's just upset that the person did not move in, which I do not know the person that was going to move in, but Jolene does. She said that she didn't want to move in the first place. She was just saying she was going to move in to be nice. And this is all what she told Jolene. She said she was never planning on moving in.
Then find somebody, and I'm asking you, what efforts did you make to find somebody? And if your answer is simple, you made no effort to find anybody. Is that right?
Correct.
Good. Listen to me. It was not a pleasant situation living there in the house, clearly. Everybody made a mistake, and everybody's got a bad temper. You had no right to pour beer over her head.
Correct.
None. And she had, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, if she was a reasonable parent, which I'm not so sure about, but a lot of drinking going on there, even if her children weren't home.
And her children were there every weekend.
Are you trying to talk over me?
No, I'm sorry.
Good. So I think it's probably a very good idea that she left. Now, are you current in your rent?
Yes.
How are you managing it?
It's really hard.
Do you
I
work?
have tried to start daycare, and I haven't gotten very many children because of the pending investigation, and my boyfriend has been picking up just about most of the rent.
What kind of work do you do?
In security.
Okay, so you've been paying the rent.
Yeah.
Now, when you moved into the house, did you put down security?
Yes.
How much?
I put down 1,000, Charity put down 600, and I have lost that now.
Why?
The landlord said since she moved out, she forfeited her part of it, and...
Oh, no. Don't give me baloney. Security deposit is for any damage that's done. So you don't forfeit that until you move out.
That's just what the landlord said, and I'm going
and you
to
only
fight that if I do
forfeit
move
that
out.
if you move out and there's damage to the property. Is there damage to the
Charity
property?
Yes, I have
leave
pictures of
the
how she left her
place
room
damaged.
also. Holes in the walls and trash all over.
Well, trash it and clean up.
Yes.
Holes in the walls is different.
Well, we had to pay for that trash to get hauled away also, Your Honor, out of our own pocket.
Arch, is there anything physically wrong with you?
No.
You had to pay somebody to sweep up?
No, I said we had to physically pay to remove all of her trash that she left
When
there.
you say
out of-
physically pay, what does that
We
mean,
had to pay
Archie?
the trash.
We had to pay the trash bill to have all of that stuff hauled away.
No, that's not a big deal. We're not looking at a big deal here. Listen, Miss Zimet, you skipped out on a lease, and you had no reason to skip out on that lease, as far as they're concerned.
And as far as they're concerned, I guess not. In my mind, I did.
You're not speaking for a very good reason, madam. You're not speaking because there is currently an investigation that is pending with regard to a very serious assault. And I don't want to hear you because I don't want you to inculpate yourself or anyone else in this incident that occurred on February 3rd.
There's other incidences that happen, though.
But I'm not going to let you pick and choose what you want to talk about.
Okay.
Perfect. Now we understand each other? Good. She has a $600 security deposit. I suggest you putty up the walls so that you don't lose that part of the security deposit. She moved out, she paid January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Is that right?
August.
No. August will be covered by her security deposit. I will prepare an order that her security deposit is to be released to you.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
That covers your last month's rent. So it's 6 months at $550 is $3,300.
I also have bills that she didn't pay for December and January.
What bills?
The trash bill of the electric bill, the water bill, and the cable bill.
Good. Consider that paid for by the dumping of the beer over her head. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,300. That's all.